I heard you wanted to know more about how many essential workers have been feeling throughout these troubling times, and that you were interested in hearing the first-hand stories of someone who has spent every single day on the front lines, right from day one. So I've compiled this open letter from myself, a frontline worker, to you, in hopes that we can come to understand each other a little more. The early days. The early days of the pandemic were the easiest in my opinion. We had no idea what was on the way. All we knew that big things were happening in other places, and it was only a matter of time before it made it to us. We were amongst the lucky ones, if I'm being honest. It got here last, so we had so much time to prepare ourselves for the worst when it arrived. Changes were happening all around us, the higher the case numbers went. The local news got worse and worse as we went to work every day not knowing what new policy would be in place or how we would be affected. It was always in the back of your mind in the early days that maybe you wouldn't have a job tomorrow. That day for us, however, never came. We were deemed essential. We were told essential meant we would have to stay working in order to keep the basic services available to everyone who had lost their jobs and for those who were also deemed essential like us. At the end of the day, someone had to be there for the people, for the community. Full pandemic mode. There came a point in the pandemic where it just became the new normal. Now, when I use the term normal, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I don't mean that people were content with the new way of doing things or that essential workers were no longer stressed about going to work. No. What I mean is people forced themselves into the high-stress environment and dealt with it in their own way. The essential workers got used to the endless cleaning and being terrified of touching anything, while customers managed to follow directive arrows on the floor and, well, actually, that's basically it. From my personal experience working through the pandemic, customers fought against every and all changes to their routine shopping. The first day we put the arrows on the floor, a customer told me to shove it up my ass. No, I'm not kidding. I really wish I was. Customers don't like having to pass things through the window of the glass at the cash, so they place them on the counter instead, forcing the cashier to reach through the window, often very awkwardly, all because some people are such children. They can't be bothered to move the items even in front of the window. But they're not just a bother to workers either. Oh no, they have no problem getting upset with each other over not being able to pass to get to an item they want because they're in a rush, damn it. Oh, but be sure their anger isn't just for each other. I've been yelled at, belittled, shamed, swore on, verbally attacked, mistreated, and humiliated on numerous occasions throughout the last few months. So much so, my boss had to put in a complaint with our HR department so that they could proceed to remove these people from the store. The owner had to make a personal call to one customer to make it clear that her treatment of me was unacceptable and would not be tolerated again. I was harassed on a number of occasions for wearing gloves, which I wasn't wearing for the pandemic. I was wearing them to protect my hands from sanitizer and cleaners. I have a skin disease. Sorry, my hands cannot stand up to this constant abuse. I can't work with broken skin. I had one rash on my wrist that was there for almost the entire pandemic. I had to keep it covered with these huge band-aids to keep it clean. It was a whole thing. It was really crazy. This was probably the worst part of the whole thing. Honestly, I was more worried someone was going to hurt me at work than I was about getting sick. Something tells me I shouldn't have had to deal with that from people, but it seems people meet change with hostility. The present. And that brings us to now. While things are looking a lot better here with no local cases and things looking good province-wide, starting soon I'll have to wear a mask to work. Yeah, I know this is late game, but I guess this is what it's gonna take to keep everyone safe. And I'll have to keep doing my best, and I'm okay with that. I'm a glasses wearer, so right now my biggest concern is figuring out how to make a mask work with that before the start date. After everything I've already been through, I'm not even upset that something else has been added on. I'm not against it, by no means. If this is what it takes to keep people safe, I want to help too. but it's going to be very hard to wear a mask for my very long shifts. I can't even take it off when I'm on break. It can only come off when I'm eating, so I guess we'll see how this goes. Just something else to make a new normal. I'm sure in a few weeks I'll not even think about it, so I guess there's no point in worrying about it now, right? People are nicer than they were and rarely say things that are out of the way anymore, so going to work isn't as hard as it was. I don't know if mask wearing is going to change that or not, only time will tell, to be honest. I do hope that things improve soon and the world can come to recover from all this. The new normal is a stressful one for everyone. Remember to be kind to your essential workers. They're dealing with a lot too. Thanks for checking out the video, everyone. This was a little different than my usual content, but I felt something like this would help bring people together with a better understanding of what essential workers went through and are still dealing with. These people held the world together when it nearly went to pieces and gave a sense of normalcy in the middle of chaos. So please, even during these strange times, have a wonderful day. And I'll see you all next time. Stay safe.